Welcome into November's energy and important information. Thank you so much for being here. This is Soul Code Tarot. My name's Catherine. If you're new to my work and these readings, it would be amazing if you could like, share, and subscribe. But let's get started. November feels very, very different to me. I wonder how it feels to you. I'm working with the tarot first, and then we're going to go into the oracle, and then we're going to re-clarify this message for November and how it's going to be impacting you, how the energy is going to feel, and sort of steps to take to kind of really feel that really beautiful flow in life, work, business, love, everything that's happening in November. So this is kind of like a cover it all reading. Now, the first card out here is creative expression. So wonderful, Knight of Cups coming in November. So creative expression for November is going to be very key. Are you working on a project? Have you been thinking about a project to start that could sort of really use all the creative expression that you have that you'd really love to give? Now, Knight of Cups can also be an incoming romantic proposal. It can be an invitation, an offer. It can be your ideal partner showing up just suddenly as if by miracle in November. It certainly feels like there are miracles just waiting to birth, actually. It feels like that energetically. There is a definite shift from the October frequencies. November feels like we are really nearing a brand new beginning in which we find, 2026 and a totally different world experience going forwards. So if it's love coming in November, just know that that's going to be very creative and very expressive. It could be a very beautiful romantic proposal coming in. Your ideal man or woman. It could be that you just literally are full of creative ideas to start a new project, whether that's a business project, whether it's projects within your current employment, or just very creative within your current relationship and your life experience. There's nothing better than having sort of ideas about how to be creative in life and how to sort of really up level and change things, obviously, for the better. Now, let's see what else have we got for November, please. Thank you. Okay, standing your ground. So there will be a moment in November. Spirit is saying that you're going to need to stand your ground. So whatever you're facing personally, as you use the Seven of Wands energy to stand your ground, it's about holding on to those beliefs that you have, that you really feel help you align to your truth and the power of love, the power of life. So we don't let go, but at the same time, just remember not to be too defensive. Just remember that when you're holding your own and standing your ground and standing up for your beliefs with this Seven of Wands energy, then we start to feel the energy frequency of more stability in November. When we sort of let others take over and we don't honor our truth, we don't stand our ground in any situation, then we really lose our sure footing. We can start to feel like, whoa, where am I? What's going on? What's happening? To stand your ground in your communication, in your beliefs, in how you are, and that will also really augment the positivity in November for you. Any other messages, please, for November's energies, frequencies, guidance for November? Oh, wow. Okay, those were poppers. So it's really interesting how the energy flows through the cards. If you're used to reading tarot, you'll know what I mean. But if you're new to it, the energy that comes through can sometimes be quite explosive, and at other times, Spirit's taking its time. It's very interesting. Okay, so passion, that was probably that came through. November is going to have Knight of Wands along with your Knight of Cups. So passion, 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 passion. And with that Knight of Wands, creative expression, so it could again be a very powerful new romantic proposal in your current relationship, obviously, or a brand new relationship. It could be a new job where you can feel very creative. It could be that new business venture you've been thinking about. So just apply this to your situation and just know that the upshot here in November is that, there's an offer and an invitation, Knight of Cups coming in, that as long as you stand your ground and stand in your integrity, will bring out this passion, will bring forwards this sort of sense of not a hasty kind of passionate feeling. So just remember to standing your ground, not to be too hasty. Yeah, with that Knight of Wands energy. So whatever it is that comes in November, be it new job proposal, new idea that you've had to, create something that helps you express your truth. Don't be too hasty and just allow that energy to circulate and be very sort of nourishing for you, because it's going to bring in the Ace of Wands. So this is really is a brand new something coming in November. And I'm just kind of feeling very guided to say at the moment, and I wonder if it will come out in the oracle cards, that Spirit is saying these are the frequencies at play. So what is it that you're dreaming about? What is it that you are, desiring to manifest, experience? And so using these energies, using the Knight of Cups energy. So if somebody proposes, how does that feel? Stand your ground for a moment and then let the passion flow. If it's a new job offer, stand your ground for a moment. How does it feel? Do you want to take it? Because it is a brand new beginning. That's the opportunity at play in November, that this incoming energy, invitation, proposal, romantic suggestion, connection is full of passion. It's going to feel really fast, but it's also going to help you come into yourself and stand up for your beliefs. So very powerful. Ace of Wands, so inspiring to have the Ace of Wands in November. Sort of new beginnings, good news coming in. You could really be physically starting a new job, a new work idea, these creative projects you've had in mind, starting them, and then using that powerful energy to keep it moving into 2026. So November does feel like this moment, this portal of powerful change energy coming in. It's quite inspiring, quite enlivening. And it's going to feel like maybe one or all aspects of your life can change, but for the better, with a more upbeat, positive, wand energy, fire energy. Okay, wow. And again, okay, so you've got Ace of Wands and the Fool. Okay, so this, Spirit is saying new beginnings now, new beginnings in November. And that could really be related to this powerful Ace of Wands energy in your job, in your relationship. Doesn't have to mean that it breaks up. It could just be there's a brand new romantic proposal within that relationship, or it could be that somebody does sort of suddenly appear in your life, and vice versa. It works both ways, doesn't it? We appear in each other's lives. And you're like, wow, this is like a new opportunity, a brand new potential that feels inspiring, that feels like it's lighting you up from the inside, but it's also giving you a sense of being able to stand fully in yourself. So being seen, really, and the spirit guides, the universe, the energies here at play in November are just saying, this is for you, and this is for the new beginning. And this is to access into December in 2026 with this powerful, powerful feeling in the area of your life or areas of your life that you would like to change. Or, as I said, what is it that you're manifesting, desiring? And so all stuck energies are about to be unstuck. So we have the Hangman. So if you have been feeling stuck in something and, not seeing the progress, not feeling like there's a new beginning on the horizon, and, the hangman can be feeling trapped even. Trapped in a situation or trapped by not being able to move forward. That energy is now changing in November for you. There is this powerful Knight of Cups. Okay, very powerful in regards to love situations, new ones, current ones, evolving. It's going to be full of inspiration, new beginnings, passionate new beginnings, whether that's in work, in a relationship. Everything's going to start to feel completely unstuck throughout November. And clarity. Ace of Swords, another Ace of Swords here. So this second ace, very much the clarity that you need in November to be able to get unstuck, not feel trapped anymore, and begin this new journey in whatever area or all areas of your life start to shift and change. Now, the clarity with the Ace of Swords, this is the new ideas, new thoughts, again in tandem with the Fool. This is very exciting. I feel like November has exciting energies for projects, for new ideas you've had, for your plans that you've had in the back of the mind, maybe for the whole of the year, coming forwards now in massive clarity on what it is you can stand strong in, stand in your truth in, and make sure that you don't sort of just make sure that you use the energies to motivate your plans, your new ideas going forward. So don't feel toppled over. Don't feel like the energy is too much, I think is what Spirit is saying. It's like work with it. I think for all of us, it may feel quite shocking on a global level. It may feel like how on earth, Ace of Swords, that clarity, how on earth did this breakthrough happen, right? This is this Ace of Swords. So the clarity of the swords going right through the situation or situations, or just even the thoughts in your mind. So bringing forwards such new clarity that you can take the action on the incoming energy and it will feel amazing. Okay, so let's clarify with the oracle and then the light seers. I'm just intrigued to see if Spirit can double up this information and really clarify this powerful, powerful new beginnings in November, powerful, powerful change within current situations that feel good, that feel progressive. This is not about towers. This is this is really progressive, exciting, feels very fun, feels new, it feels like aces. So this is a good thing. So information, please, for November on this incoming Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. Thank you, Spirit. And this Ace of Wands, the Fool, this new beginning in love, work, even where we live, and the clarity and the inspiration, please, for November. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Bodhisattvas. Thank you. Let's see what we have. Okay, so November brings thrive. So this is the energy that I've just been describing. So thriving in November. So whatever it is that you have been wanting to initiate, go for it. The energy's right for it now. And that's the clarity. If you've got clarity on something, the action to take, you will be thriving when you do take that action. It's going to be extremely transformational. So transformation there, try and get that in the right light. November is transformation and thrive and passion and new beginnings. and just feeling much, much better if you've been feeling stuck and not really enjoying October or, even the last bit that we've been in of 2025. Okay, we're actually going to be accessing more security. So personal security is going to feel better. Now, I know this year for me, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, in any which way I was looking, I just couldn't find any security. And you know what? It's like this invitation I feel in November to be accessing spiritual security. I've had sort of quite direct experiences when I tune into the non-local field and tune into the guides, my guides, the collective guides, the earth frequencies, that the way through now is not like we're just suddenly in some like Garden of Eden, it's all miracles and magical rainbows. We are all collectively going through massive transformation in November. It can feel overwhelming, but this is the message. It's like the security lies in the connection to your spiritual kind of grounded connection. So that's Seven of Wands. So don't let this energy sort of sway you off. Whatever happens, stand your ground and know that you and the whole collective has, gained this momentum and this ability for these new beginnings to now come in so we can shift and release. Wow, release the past, releasing everything that's not in alignment with this new, creative, inspiring, new beginning. So whatever it is relevant to you. It could be your job, it could be your relationship, it could be your home, moving. You will know. And this is just a seed, the energy for November, so that if when it starts to roll in through the situations you're experiencing in your life, you know that this is not like a tower situation. This is progressive change now. And it's an energy and a frequency that you can ride, like surf in really nicely all the way and just have a beautiful experience. And purification. So we're being asked in November to look at purification. So I'm going into the light seers now, and then I will come back into the moonology and we'll close out the reading. So thank you so much for being here. If this is resonating, it would be amazing if you could like, share, and subscribe. It's wonderful to connect with all your energies. And, when there are messages and comments, it just really helps me know as the channeler that these messages are resonating and helping. So let's see. Let's clarify now with the Light Seers deck. Now, if you're a brand new to tarot oracles, this is a brilliant deck. I love it. I'm going to read from that little book. Powerful cards, and I just want to clarify these energies for November for us. Okay. Thank you for clarification for November. Thank you. Okay, so bearing in mind that we had purification out with that oracle, that was the last card. Now Spirit is saying devil, just being very, very careful of any devil energy. Now, this is, addiction, depression, mental health issues, negative thinking, this type of thing. So, as we focus on purification in November and access that portal of purification, it could be through your diet, it could be through your thinking, it could be through exercise, then there is a release of anything that has felt addictive, any depression, any mental health issues, any sense of, constantly in negative thinking loops. We can purify and let go. And we have the magician energy to help us. So the magician energy in November is like helping us manifest and generate and create not only that which we desire, but that which is, in alignment to what we, can progress collectively together as and individually, and feeling this wonderful energy. Like, yes, in November, Page of Wands. So let's read Magician and Page of Wands for November. So, major arcana are always interesting to receive in a reading. And the Magician, of course, is the first card. And it's a beautiful statement. I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. So that's what I was saying at the beginning. This momentum in November now we can access through the magician energy and through these night energies, the wand energy, the fire, the power, the new beginnings. We can access and manifest the life we desire. Now, when we're standing true in that, when we're standing our ground, that Seven of Wands energy in that, and truly manifesting from an inner place of alignment, then we all prosper. I prosper, you prosper, the whole world prospers, the animals prosper, because we begin to live back in true alignment. Nobody desires to live in pain. Nobody desires to live in the devil energy. We all desire happiness. We all desire peace. We all desire our dreams to come true. And we have this opportunity in November. It's going to be very, very powerful. Let's have a look at this beautiful energy expressing the power of the magician through the Page of Wands. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of November. I'm really intrigued to see what actually unfolds more than any month out of 2025. This really does feel quite momentous. It feels like, wow, after November, if you've been able to work with the energies and at play and available as they shift and move through your life situation, you're looking through a whole brand new doorway into 2026 that feels very different to 2025. It's like the total closing out now of 25. Page of Wands from this beautiful book. I highly recommend this tarot deck. As the dreamer of my dream, this is the magician energy, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. So, what are you dreaming? And they're basically saying it can come into fruition. Spirit is saying that the Page of Wands is like, as the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. And that's what came here with the Knight of Wands, this passion, this incoming passion, this Knight of Cups. It could be romance, it could be Ace of Wands, new beginnings in work, it could be, very relevant to your situation. And what is it you're dreaming about? What is it you're desiring to manifest with that magician energy? Because it's coming in and it's going to transform. November is transformation, but it sees us thriving. The transformation is here to generate thrive, because I don't think I can take much more hardship. I really don't. I'm Aries sun and rising and moon in Gemini. And Venus in Pisces. You can probably hear from my exhale there how intense. And it still is intense. This year has been, but I can actually honestly see how it's clearing up and really releasing patterns that will just not serve me. And this reading is for you, but I'm just trying to give you sort of an example of how that feels. It's like Many tower moments, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, financial, tough, tough things, but it's to clear the way for the new. Astrologically, if you listen to the astrologers, Pam Gregory, Laurie Lothian is very good, lunatic astrology. Um, we can hear, we can see the charts, we can understand on a global level, on a personal level, when we look at our personal natal chart, how much of a massive time we are in. How much of a massive time. And, by this time next year, 2026, we'll be looking back going, whoa. So use these energies wisely and let the transformation come through. Transformation away from the devil energy, this massive amount of thrive coming back into your personal life and into the collective frequency on the earth. And I actually can feel that as well. I know a lot of people are worried about AI, artificial intelligence, and I understand that, but at the same time, it creates a brand new world, which, as long as we're standing in truth and alignment and we're in that purity rather than in, the devil energies of depression, negative thinking, we just start to purify, cleanse, clear, transform personal things, collective things. And then we help the planet as well. We help the earth, we help the plants, we help the animals. So good. Let's see. Last message, please, for November. This is the Moonology deck. And please, can you give us messages for November, or a message for November? Thank you very much, Spirit. And then I'm going to close out with the Gene Key, Dilemma, Shadow, Gift, and City, a superpower for November that we can tap into. Okay, really perfect. Show the world the real you. So Spirit just gave two Moonology cards. Show the world the real you in November. And be pure in that. Stand your ground. You know, that showing the world the real you is the real manifestation of you. Now, as I just mentioned, the gene keys, if you haven't studied your gene keys, it's a lot like looking at your natal astrology chart, but more contemplative and hologenetic. I would highly recommend that for an amazing 2026 and onwards. It's life-changing. It's a deep study. You can go to genekeys.com, download your free profile like you would for a natal astrology chart. You just need your time of birth, place of birth, date, obviously. If you don't have the time, it's not so it doesn't cause so much problem as it does with the natal chart. So from that perspective, it's also really good to look at. It shows shadows, it shows gifts, it shows superpowers, and what you're basically here to give, what your purpose is, your life's work, how you best initiate and activate prosperity in the world for yourself and for others. So powerful. I'd highly recommend that. And then Spirit here is saying, in November, the answers you need are coming. Okay, so if you've had questions or you've had doubts or you're not sure, it's clearing. And just remember, we had the ace of this beautiful ace of swords, this clarity, brand new clarity in November. The answers you need will be there so that you can take this action in your life. Any aspect that we've covered here, love, work, home, where we live, how we, eat, how we be, so that we become the best version of ourselves. This is what's possible in November. It's super powerful. So I'm just going to take one last shuffle here of the gene keys and see what shadow and dilemma is going to be at play. Thank you, Spirit, in November. And then what city and what gift we can access to really start accelerating our personal and global, literal, collective transformation. Okay, so beautiful. We have gene key 24. Now, the dilemma we may experience in November in all of our situation, our life, or, in one area in particular, is gravity. And that really resonates for me. I have just entered a very grave and serious situation in my life. The dilemma is definitely the gravity of the situation. Now, that means, the depth of it, the reality of it. Yeah. And the shadow that we may experience in November, which Spirit is saying we need to release. Remember, we were releasing from the devil energy. The shadow of this gene key is addiction. So we want to purify in November as much as we can our body, our mind, our thoughts, how we are, what we do, what we say, and just become very conscious, more elevated and aware. Because as this transformation sweeps through, the level of transformation you can experience, I'm feeling here, is to the degree that we are out of this devil energy collectively and in our unique individual life experiences. So it could literally be changing the way you eat, having a dry November, dry December, dry January, or onwards. It could just be how we relate changes. Obviously, so many ways that we can purify, and that then allows a really deep transformation to ripple through and really help us elevate, innovate, and really come into thrive. Because we can't thrive if we're stuck in the devil energy, depression, negative thinking, addiction. So the Spirit is saying it is a time to purify. Now, the gift is invention. So be inventive with this and look at all areas. Or, if there's just one particular thing, that if you shifted that one particular thing and you purified it, then you can move into a much stronger, deeper, aligned transformation. Now, the city here at play is going to be silence. So as we reinvent ourselves and as we transform and come into thrive in November and onwards, there is silence available. The silence is very, 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 very powerful. It can be overwhelming silence, but it is such a powerful cleansing thing that it could really, I think, initiate this transformation, this release from being stuck. So remember, we also had this beautiful oracle card that came through, release. So you are going to be helped in November to release that which feels like the shadow and the dilemma of something very, heavy, not right, not aligned. Could be around addiction. And then as that releases, it's like a ripple of silence. It's like oh, that feels better. Wow. So Spirit is just saying, be inventive with this as well. Use inspiration to change your life. Work with these energies and just watch how they flow through. So these are all the coaching points I have for you for November from our beautiful spirit guides. I really hope this has resonated and helped. Be amazing if you could leave a comment. Let me know how you go in November, or what's already happening and transforming and changing, or what's, feeling heavy that needs to let go. What is thrive to you? What are you trying to manifest? This positivity, this energy that we can tap into now and begin to work into the change, work into all we need to do to transform. So sending you so much love for November and really good thoughts and energy and vibe and love and a virtual hug. I really hope this has served. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing, and I will see you again soon. Take care.